Hi friends, it's Cheryl from Lifestyle Digs, and today I'm here to talk about what you should think about doing when you become suddenly single. Now, I have always been a lower income woman. I've never had any great paying job in my life, so I've always relied on my partner to contribute financially to the household. And let's face it, usually men make more money than us women do. But unfortunately, when he's gone, so is his money. So we have to face a few harsh realities when it comes to our finances. Now, I've always been a saver. I've always been financially responsible. My ex was not. He was a spender versus me, the saver. So money arguments, finances, that's usually one of the biggest reasons why couples break up. But once you've broken up, now there's lots of things you have to think about doing. And I'm not talking about family court and divorce proceedings and support and all that, because that's a real hassle. Been there, done that. Really sorry for going through that. But let's talk about things you have to immediately do. And that is getting his name or your name off any joint accounts that you had. This can be credit cards, it could be banks, it could be a car loan, whatever it is. You don't want his name on it. You don't want to be hooked together anymore, because if he's doing something that's financially irresponsible, it's going to affect your credit rating too. I had several credit cards, and my ex also had several credit cards, but we did not have any joint credit cards. Luckily for me, when our relationship ended, he probably had about $40,000 in debt spread over several credit cards. And yes, the collection agents were calling me because I still had the home phone number. So I needed the home phone while I was still living in that house due to the alarm system, had to be hooked up to a phone panel. And but for everybody else that does not need a home phone, disconnect it. You'll save yourself a couple of $100 a year. So while I was looking for another house, which is not easy in the greater Vancouver area to find affordable accommodation, especially when you have two big dogs. So I was stuck there for a while I was looking for and I was getting collection agents phoning, and I didn't get into any long spiel about relationship breakdown. The collection agent phoned, I just said, and they asked if anybody phoned and asked for his name, I just said wrong number and hung up. But anyway, let's get back to credit cards. Definitely get your name off any credit cards, or get his name off. You don't want to be hooked together. If he is spending massive amounts of money on the credit card, he can put you into financial ruin. You may have to declare bankruptcy. He's brought enough grief to your life. You don't need any more financial grief due to not being in a relationship with him any longer. Personal loans. If you have a car loan, find out whose name that car is in, first of all. If it's in both your names, this might be the family court needs to decide who gets to keep the car if you can't work it out between the two of you. But if he goes and takes the car and you're paying on a car loan, you're not going to be too happy. And so you just want to end any financial obligations as soon as possible. And that goes for bank accounts. We had a bank account that had I wouldn't say quite a lot of money in it, but it had enough money to cover some financial obligations. We had just sold our house, but prior to doing so, I had a new roof put on. I don't know what took the roofing company so long to cash a check. If they had cashed a check immediately, this would not have happened, but there was a fair amount of money because of the roofing job. Also, we had some rent checks, and he cleaned out the bank account. Plus, he went... there was a line of credit of $3,000. He went into that. So I had like $10 in the, negative $29.90. And there was like $10 play money, as it were. So I had to go into the bank and fix this. First of all, we froze the bank account so he couldn't do anything else and put me even further in the hole. We had a joint GIC that was locked in. But luckily for me, the bank manager looked at this and said, well, we don't want him as a customer because this financially irresponsible thing he did, taking out all this money when there were checks that had not cleared. So it was luckily for me in a way, because she unlocked the GIC, put all the funds into my new bank account, and we were able to pay off the $3,000 overdraft line of credit on the other account, close it down, and then I had to contact, my landlord and the roofer and get new checks for them drawn on the new account. So it was just, everything was just so inconvenient that he did. But so there's a lesson. Deal with getting him off anything that ties you together financially. And the other things you also want to think about, if you have a life insurance policy and he's the beneficiary, get him off there. If you have children, if you have parents, somebody else that you want to put down as your beneficiary, that's the time to do it. I did not have anyone. I had to make my estate my beneficiary. So that's fine too. The insurance company or your financial institution can help you through that. The one thing I forgot to do, and it had no bearing in the end, was I had a registered money product in Canada. It's called a TFSA, tax-free savings account. And that one we have to have a beneficiary on. So I didn't have a lot of money in there. But, it doesn't matter if it was $100 or $100,000. Yeah, $100,000, I wish. Never seen that kind of money. But anyway, it wasn't a lot of money. But why should he get a windfall if I should pass away? So I when a couple of years later, when I had some money that I could actually put into my TFSA, I said to the clerk, can you just double check who the beneficiary is? Because if it's him, let's get him off. Excuse me. So we took care of that. So just get his name off any financial products as soon as possible. You don't need him screwing up your credit. So I hope this little bit of information helps based on my own personal experience. Close down the bank account, get your bank account in your name only. You might even have to start, open a bank account, a completely different bank if he has really screwed things up for you. You just want to detach yourself from him financially as soon as possible. So this is Cheryl from Lifestyle Digs. Thanks for watching today. Bye for now.